Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. And that man way over there, that is the prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grimes, the executive producer, making us sound good today, pressing all those buttons, hitting all those drops, all the things he does to make the show go. We are coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, all points in between on the iHeart radio app and the YouTube machine. That's right. You can look at my beautiful mug right now on YouTube. I'm smiling at you right now. Kravy, how's my smile look today?
Pretty goofy, but I do like that shirt. That's a nice shirt you got on.
You like that?
Is that new?
That's not new. Looks
You
good.
whip that out of the corner of the closet.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking shirt. It's kind of like good for any occasion. It looks like you could work out in that shirt.
Yeah.
You go out to dinner in that shirt.
Zip, you don't even have to wear any shirt.
That's a quarter. That is how quarter zips work.
Yeah.
That is well done.
Is that what they're called?
Quarter zip. That's what I got on.
Quarter zip?
Whoa. We showed a little too much chest with that one. Okay, you got a free show on YouTube. We can leave tips. I'll comment with my Venmo. You can send me some cash. My kid took home the cash this morning. Woke up $5 richer.
There you go.
Yep.
I hope he thanks Uncle Bulldog for that $5. You were going to leave him $1, you cheap. You know what? All right, we want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Get into the rage cage. That's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the page of the iHeart app. Hit that, and you can record a hot take about anything we talk about or anything you want to talk about. You can also text us on the middle of their text line, 50857. Big guest coming up at 4 o'clock today.
Huge. The president of basketball operations for the Orlando Magic, Jeff Weltman, will be joining the show. And I see Magic Twitter is ablaze about it. So
That's right.
If there is something specific you want us to ask that is not overly inflammatory and disrespectful, then we'd be happy to do so. 50857. Real quick, Mike, the house, getting close to the highway, and then thinking, did I leave that thing on? I did that today.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have an espresso machine that it's a really cheap thing from China that I got off Amazon. And if it's plugged in, it's on. And if it's not, it's off. There's no on-off switch. It's either on or off, plugged in or not. And one time I left it on, and it came home, and the house smelled like it was about to burn down. And so I'm on my way. I'm about to get on the highway, and I thought, did I unplug that? And I couldn't remember. So I drove back home because, you got to do that.
I drove all the way to the Kia Center one time. This was a couple years ago to cover a Magic game at night. Forgot my laptop. Had to drive all the way home. Yeah.
Well, you know what? The funny part is that I did unplug it, so I drove back home for nothing. Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, let's get to some highlights and headlines. The NBA trade deadline is here. It just hit. Nothing big has happened really today. Most of the big news happened yesterday or the day before when the Clippers traded for James Harden. The Clippers traded James Harden to the Cavaliers. The Dallas Mavericks traded Anthony Davis to the Wizards. The Bulls traded Nick Vucevic to the Celtics. The Hawks traded Kristaps Porzingis to the Warriors for Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Nobody won the Giannis sweepstakes because the Bucks, I guess, have decided to keep him and reportedly will try to deal him this summer when they can get more assets for the Greek Freak. The Magic, believe it or not, made a deal yesterday, but it's not going to get anybody very excited. The Magic traded veteran guard Tyus Jones and 2 second-round picks to the Charlotte Hornets for, are you ready for this? Cash considerations. Krabby Krabs, I still miss my favorite Magic player of all time, cap flexibility, but it is good to have his cousin cash considerations on the team, is it not?
It's Uncle Paulie's middle name, okay? Cash considerations. They said, what do you want? I was getting married, and they said, what's on the registry? I said, cash considerations. What is that? I want to know.
That's getting below the luxury tax.
I'm going to ask Jeff what you do with the cash. Like a steak dinner.
That's a good question. He might actually laugh at that.
What do you do with cash consideration?
Yeah, does that just mean they consider giving you cash, or you actually get
right? No, I think you do get cash. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it'll be answered this way, but I'm pretty sure that's money that goes in the pockets of the owners. It goes on the line sheet of
great.
The
so,
season.
So the DeVos family gets even more money?
Yeah, and then the Magic get to slide under the luxury tax so that they're not. Yeah, I mean, it was a cash move.
Yawn.
That's all. I mean, what? Is there some way to jazz up cash considerations?
Desmond Bain, what do you think about losing Tyus Jones?
It's never easy. Tyus meant a lot to everybody here in the organization. Like you said, A+ human being, first and foremost. We're going to miss him. A lot of guys are saying, it doesn't even feel the same here today. That's just the type of impact that guys like that has. Build so many relationships with players, staff.
Okay, that's enough. I cannot listen to bouncing balls.
Excuse me, a bouncing Spalding. What do you think about Tyus Jones?
Why do NBA teams do that? There's a zillion square feet at the Kia Center. All right, where they have, or the Advent Health Training Center where they have the shoot-arounds, right? Zillion square feet. They can't go to another room for the interviews.
You should have the interviews in the nap room
right.
that they have set up. I like the idea of Charlotte calling the Magic and going, "Hey, what do you want for Tyus Jones?" and Weltman going, "Just send your cash."
Right. The UCF Knights, fresh off a victory over number 11 Texas Tech, were no match last night for number 8 Houston on the road as the Knights go down hard, 79-55. Houston's defense just smothered UCF. I told you yesterday, Houston is unbeatable or almost unbeatable at home. They've won 50 of their last 51 road games. After the game, though, Houston coach Kelvin Sampson actually had the audacity to say this.
We have a very poor athletic department. We're poor. We're poor when I got here, and we're still poor. We probably have the lowest budget of anybody in Power 4, and the way our recruiting is going, we have to stop at some point because we don't have enough money to keep bringing in any good players. And that's not easy for us to do. People ask about recruiting.
All right, what is he freaking talking about? They've signed like 5-star recruits. Those guys don't come free. He signed some of the best players in the country. He's got a billionaire booster in Tillman Fertitta, who owns the Rockets, for crying out loud, or used to own the Rockets, who built the freaking arena they play in, who's filled up his NIL budget, and he's saying we're a poor program? Johnny Dawkins should say, "Hey, Kelvin, you want to see poor? Go look at my NIL budget." Good right. God.
Kelvin Sampson's out here looking for some cash considerations the way that he's talking.
That's a joke. It's unbelievable he would say that.
These guys say these things to rile up the boosters and to make themselves extra money. There's clearly a player they want to go after, and I think that it's become strategic for coaches to call out those that give money to the program. Hey, listen, nobody's going to give you money if you say you're rich.
Right. During his press conference on National Signing Day yesterday, Florida Gators' new head coach John Sumrall was asked about the recent trend of college football and basketball players suing the NCAA in order to gain extra years of eligibility. Part of the strategy, as we've seen, Kravitz, is for players like Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar, Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, that Alabama basketball player, what's his name, Charles Bediako. They get a temporary injunction from a hometown judge that allows them to compete for the hometown team. Listen to Summerall's response when he was asked about it.
Do you think maybe it's a matter of time before that happens in football, where somebody who went pro comes back, and do you have to open yourself up to the possibility of that might happen and maybe create a space for that?
I wasn't planning on sharing this today, but we're going to file a temporary restraining order and see if Tim Tebow can play short yardage and goal line, quarterback. So I don't know what the hell is going on with all that. Like, I don't understand it. I'm not smart to figure it out. I'm not going to make any statements. It's going to be bulletin board other than Tebow probably here, because I'm not smart enough to understand all this legal stuff. To me, you're either in college or you're pro. Which one are you? I don't know.
He's right. It's ridiculous. What is going on? How are you supposed to have rules, Kravitz? Did you see what Trinidad Chambliss, all right? He just lost his appeal for another year of eligibility with Ole Miss. You know what he did immediately? Filed a suit with the judge in Mississippi. You think he's going to be eligible from the judge in Mississippi?
I guess. I agree with Summerall.
I do too.
I think college athletics should be run by honest, simplistic, middle-of-the-road, intelligent people that make very simple rules that everybody can follow.
Right.
You get 4 years, then you're done. You can't transfer more than once. And if you're a pro, you're not in college. There you go.
Right.
There's your rules. No. Don't you go hiring a lawyer. Those are the rules. That simple.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for UCF to try to get another year of eligibility out of one of their star players, and like Judge Nitro presiding. Huh? Judge Nitro, yes! Granted.
This kangaroo court. We are going to start having mascots in the court system.
All right, those are your highlights and headlines.
Coming up next, our daily coach quote of the day and an important question about FSU's finances. We'll read through some of your texts as well, because I think you guys have great questions lined up for Jeff Weltman, who's joining us at 4 o'clock. All of that on the way next. Don't go anywhere.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. CHECK. Enter it now at 969thegame.com and answer your phone if they call. Good luck.
All right, let's hit pause for a moment, talk about something that is important to us all, and that is our AC systems. I know that you're pumping that heat lately like I am. Thought we were out of the woods, then the rain came. Here we are. We're cold again. So that's why you got to call Mills Air if you need some help. They are going to help you just like they've helped me over the last 6 years. They're dependable. They're prompt. They're price efficient. Leon Mills is the founder and CEO of Mills Air, and his goal from day one has been to provide the best quality service and equipment for their valued customers. I've stopped by the office before. The culture there is incredible. They have a retention rate for their technicians that is second to none in this city, and that means something. It speaks to their quality and consistency. Go ahead and give them a call. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campeon, the Champion, it was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Bianchi sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. I love to rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's Spanish-accented past, complete with handcrafted tile, cowhides, and vibrant greenery, framing a menu of shareable plates, wood-kissed main courses, citrus-bright seafood, and garden-to-glass cocktails. Book reservations for the restaurants, hotel, or golf tee times at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Accident on Greenway northbound at State Route 50 Colonial Drive. Again, accident there blocking the shoulder. Stop and go on I-4 westbound between Park Street and Robinson Street, and lots of company traveling on I-4 eastbound between Central Florida Parkway and Sand Lake. Traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip line at 676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Ciders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Ciders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Ciders. There's nothing like it.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. You ever feel like running a business is just nonstop? Every day's game day? That's why going pro with Lenovo Pro just makes sense. You get real one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and gear that's built to help you stay ahead of the competition. So whether you're scaling up, hiring up, or just trying to keep up, go pro. Because when your tech works harder, your business does too. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. So sign up free today at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Host an event they'll never forget at Crush Yard. Designed for group gatherings of all kinds, Crush Yard makes it easy to bring people together for team events, birthday parties, and milestone celebrations. With pickleball courts, great food and drinks, and flexible space to play or relax, everything comes together in one place. We handle the details so you can focus on your guests and enjoy the moment. It's an interactive, high-energy experience everyone will remember. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, BetOnline delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. BetOnline defines it. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
USA, we are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We are Orlando's sports leader.
Broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio.
Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is...
You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
This is the beat of sports.
We make a big deal about bowl records every year for conferences. I think it's a dumb exercise. It doesn't tell you who's a better conference. It doesn't tell you who's not good, because what the bowls have become, it's an unfair measurement. Some games, teams have few opt-outs and they care and they want to win. Some games, a team is missing 10, 15, 20 guys, don't want to be there, and lost their starting quarterback, running back. What are we measuring?
But here's what I do believe about the SEC. I've said it the last few years, and now I think there's more to add. I still believe week in and week out of an 8, soon to be 9-game schedule, the SEC is a grind. I do think it's a gauntlet sometimes. Schedules evolve. One you think is tough is not as tough, but what's happened in the SEC, other people can spend money. That's it, man. You can spend this any way you want.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game.
What's up, everybody? This is Emmitt Smith.
Smith up the middle. Bounces at the 10, to the 5, up to the right, up to the left. Oh, no! Emmitt Smith.
You're listening to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Arnold Palmer Invitational Tournament Director Drew Donovan is going to join us in studio in the following segment. Jeff Weltman, the president of basketball ops for the Orlando Magic, will join us live on the hotline coming up at 4 o'clock. Loaded show today. Off a little bit early for UCF Night Talk with Johnny Dawkins. That'll be at 5:30 if you're listening in Orlando. So we have a lot to get to within that limited amount of time. Like this right here, our coach quote of the day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation. Be ready to be inspired. Today, it is about finding success. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. That from Thomas Edison.
Oh, Tommy.
The inventor of the light bulb. Okay.
And the phonograph.
If the inventor of the light, look up. What do you see? First thing, lights. That's Thomas Edison. He said, if he says it, then it's something that we should all tattoo on our chest. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. How many people would kick themselves for things that they've wanted to accomplish if they could see into some sort of crystal ball, the benefit of hindsight, and see how close they were to the finish line? That's the difficult thing for anything that we want to do, anything that we're trying to accomplish, is you don't know when it's going to click. You don't know when it's going to happen.
Since we're having the tournament director for the Arnie coming in here, you remember Arnie's famous quote? The road to success is always under construction.
That's a good one, Arnie.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I thought it was, you better play in this tournament or I will cut you out of the will. I saw a podcast clip with Seth Rogen. He's a famous actor, comedian, and he was asked how...
Yeah, he's got a great podcast.
No, that's not. It's a different Rogan. That's Joe Rogan.
I know. I'm kidding.
He was asked, how did you succeed in Hollywood? And he said, I know that you're looking for some elaborate answer. I just didn't give up. A lot of the people that I came up with in Hollywood and this attempt to be famous and be in movies, they just stopped doing it. And I didn't.
Right.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I just kept going.
The great Winston Churchill.
Okay.
The great Winston Churchill once said, success is stumbling from failure to failure with no lack, without losing your enthusiasm.
Yes. Imagine what that first light bulb looked like from Mr.
Right.
from Edison. I bet that thing was a disaster. So real quick before we slide Drew Donovan into the studio, you yesterday when we went off the air, you had to hold yourself back. Well, first of all, you were in a rage yesterday, which was hilarious. Great content.
Mm-hmm.
But you were going off about FSU's finances. And we're going to have Daniel Libet on from Sportico tomorrow to talk about the massive amount of debt that Florida State is in. Would you
430, not just any amount of debt, $430 $500 million in debt.
So I would like to give you the floor for the next two. We'll call this an early 2-minute drill of your look, your perspective on FSU's financial dealings.
What I was going to say yesterday is I'm tired of hearing. I'm tired of it. I am so fatigued of hearing about how college football is this cash cow. It's a cash cow, they always tell us. It's a cash cow. Really? Florida State's $500 million in debt. Rutgers is $100 million in debt. The University of California, they've been like $400 million in debt for 10 straight years. Michigan had to borrow money to fund its athletic program. What happened to that cash cow? You know when you milk a cow, you squeeze their udder, all right, and milk comes out. You know what comes out of the college football cash cow? Dust. There's no cash cow. It's dried up. It's dried up. The milk is dried up. College football doesn't make money. It loses money to the tune of $500 million for Florida State. Good God.
Cash cow.
Oh, and here's the other thing. Oh, but enrollment goes up if you have a championship level college football program. Enrollment goes up. Okay, so there's one championship level college football program per year. What about the dozens and dozens of programs that lose? Does enrollment go down then? Huh? College sports is a facade.
Sometimes I like to watch Shark Tank with Mark Cuban and company. And every once in a while, the guy Kevin that's on there that sits in the middle, and he's so rude to all of the business owners. And sometimes if their business sucks, he'll just go, you know what you have? You've got a dog, and you got to take it out back. You've got a stinky old dog that needs to be put down.
Can't you just see Michael Alford, the AD at Florida State, milking the cash cow and dust coming out? Huh?
I hope I never land into a cash cow situation that puts me into $400 million of debt. That'd be ideal. Up next, Drew Donovan, tournament director.
The milk? Where's the milk?
Talking API right after this in studio.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
This is your Tools Ace Hardware assist of the night. Paolo Banchero generating offense with his passing excellence.
Ball movement looking good, though. This is Desmond Bain, wide open look in the corner. Extra pass from Dell, and give Paolo credit for the paint touch. He gets the hockey assist.
You're gearing up for game day. Tools Ace is your MVP for grilling greatness. From Big Green Egg to Traeger, they've got everything you need to fire up the flavor. 14 Central Florida locations, including their brand new store in downtown Windermere. Tools Ace is your neighborhood home maintenance expert, the helpful place every night, and your best stop before the game. Visit toolsacehardware.com and go Magic.
Hey, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Let's start February strong in a brand new Chevy from Don Mealy Chevrolet, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, get 3.9% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Silverado or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Looking for something the whole family will love? How about a 2026 Chevy Equinox with 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop anytime at DonMealyChevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Looking for a workout that doesn't feel like a workout? At Crush Yard, wellness is all about movement, connection, and fun, no matter your skill level. Whether you've never picked up a paddle or you play every week, pickleball gets your body moving and your stress levels down. Add in great food, refreshing drinks, and a social atmosphere, and it's wellness you actually want to show up for. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, surprise you with the most personal, most romantic, most meaningful gift ever. Jewelry from International Diamond Center. And when you do, the folks at IDC make sure that you've got all the bases covered. Roses, chocolates, a gift card for a romantic dinner. It's the ultimate Valentine's bundle. At IDC, they've put together a special selection of ready-to-wear gifts, from classics like diamond pendants and diamond earrings to stunning new creations from top bridal designers. Italian gold jewelry, rare gemstone jewelry. These are gifts that she will love forever. Let the experts at IDC make it easy. Spend as little as $199 and they'll give you the roses, chocolates, and a gift card for dinner. Or you can finance your Valentine's gift with 0 interest for 36 months. This Valentine's Day, let the experts at IDC show you how to say I love you louder than ever with a gift that shows how much you care. International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall Millennia. Shop online at shopadc.com. On approved credit, it's International Diamond Center.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, you need to make sure that agent is really connecting with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Thursday evening forecast. After a gloomy start to the day, we're going to see those skies on a clearing trend as we head through the rest of the evening into the overnight tonight, which means that cooler air is setting in, and that also means that you will need that winter coat as you're heading out the door one last time, heading out into your Friday morning. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s here in Orlando, but feeling like the low 30s because of the wind chills. Luckily, though, on a warming trend as we take a look ahead to the weekend.
Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeart Radio app. Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
After Super Bowl Sunday, there is that little bit of depression that sets in because football season is officially over. But one thing that always helps me get over it is the Arnold Palmer Invitational out at Bay Hill. We've got tournament director Drew Donovan, good friend of the show, in studio with us to chat about that and everything going on at the course over in the next month. It's crazy, Drew, how quickly this gets here. Once we get to the end of football season, we are a month away from that signature event. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for having me. It's surreal when we get to February and we turn the calendar over and we're fully in it. We have less than 30 days and we're getting ready. We're excited for it.
So Umbrella Day is coming up in 5 days, National Umbrella Day. Can you explain to our audience what exactly that is and how that came to be?
Yeah, everyone's always looking for a fun thing to connect with fans, and National Umbrella Day just so happens is February 10th every year. And when we discovered that, I think the umbrella of Mr. Palmer is one of the most recognized logos out there. And it just made too much sense for us to not have something that would hit the fans on Umbrella Day. So we're excited for it. 5 days. We have some good ticket promotions coming up. It'll give fans the best price for our Sunday fan deck. Best price that they'll have to get out there on the Michelob Ultra fan deck. Some practice round tickets, $15, and Throwback Thursday, which is a really fun special event. $100 tickets. We're excited for it, and it's fun to offer the fans some nice perk as we get in the next 30 days.
I think Arnie's umbrella was even more famous than Mary Poppins' umbrella.
100%.
Moving on to the tournament. What's the Brooks Koepka's back on tour now. What's the sort of method he has to will he be playing in the Arnie?
He won't be.
No.
He does have a pathway. He can qualify his own way in. So he'll be playing in the next few weeks. And if he plays well enough and qualifies his way in, then he'll be here. But we'll have what we're projecting is we'll have 28 of the top 30 in the world coming. From Scotty Scheffler to Justin Rose, who just absolutely lit the world on fire out in California. We've got our defending champion, Russell Henley, Victor Hovland, Ludwig Oberg. We've got the best names in the world coming, and that's really what we're focused on. And, aside from that top 50, we're going to have great players.
Oh, absolutely. When the Arnie became I call it the Arnie, I'm sorry. When it became a signature event, and you guys were pretty much, the purses went up, obviously, the fields got even better than they were. I always thought that was, hey, everybody worried about when Mr. Palmer passed away, maybe the players wouldn't show up as much, but the PGA Tour went to bat for this tournament, did they not?
They did. You can count on one hand the number of players on the PGA Tour that made an impact on the tour, and Mr. Palmer is up there in one, 2, and 3. He made the tour what it is, and so the tour support in elevating the API mixed with the players' dedication to wanting to honor the legacy of Mr. Palmer by coming and playing Bay Hill, which is a really tough but fair test. But it's known, across the tour as this is a tough week for these guys. It's not a layup for them. But they come because that's the spirit of the event. It's an old school feel, and that's how we want to keep it.
What do you have you ever thought about this? I'm working on this story about the history of sports in Orlando for the Sentinel. What did Arnie moving here mean to the history of sports, not only in Orlando, but I guess in the state of Florida? I mean, didn't the golf mecca sort of follow him here? The PGA Tour set up headquarters here after that and everything.
Yeah, I mean, golf in Central Florida, golf in Florida in general. It's the hidden gem of what tour players, they live on the West Coast, they live, outside of Florida. Eventually they all end up here, whether it's, here in town or just outside. We do have so many PGA Tour players and LPGA Tour players and Korn Ferry Tour players. We've got so many professional golfers that reside right here in Orlando. And a lot of that is the credit of Mr. Palmer coming, settling here and creating, Bay Hill, which is a destination that not only tour players want to practice at and play at every day, but definitely the general golfers, that it's a destination.
We're talking to Drew Donovan, Arnold Palmer Invitational Tournament Director. The Arnold Palmer Invitational presented by MasterCard, of course. You mentioned the signature event status that the Arnold Palmer Invitational has. For the listening audience that hears that and goes, well, that sounds nice, but what does that actually mean? What does that do for the event, the field, the finances, how it improves the course, if at all, the conditions? What goes into the API being a signature event?
There's a lot of PGA Tour events across the country. There's very few of these signature events. And the fact that we have a signature event, which means the best players on the PGA Tour are coming to Orlando, to Bay Hill, to play in a tournament, it means, for them, it means more points, more guaranteed points. It means more money. And so there is incentive right there for them to come year over year. So, pending injury, pending, anything else life-wise, these players will be here year after year. And for us and for any PGA Tour event, that's trying to get the best players to come play and attract crowds. That's what we have every year. And so to me, as I've lived in Orlando for a long time. I've lived in Central Florida. It's a pinch me moment that we get this in our backyard.
Every time I drive through that neighborhood, I feel the same way. I go, it's here again. I can't believe you drive through a neighborhood and then boom, it's a signature tour on the PGA.
Everybody's, all sporting venues are looking for premium experiences, premium seating, all college football, building more luxury suites and all of that. You guys always seem to sell out. Is there enough premium seating for you guys? I mean, how much would it take for you guys not to be able to sell it out?
Yeah, I mean, is
there enough of it? I guess is what I'm asking.
We're doing, we're looking really good for this year. It's not only the general tickets, but I will say, that's an every year challenge for us, is to look at Bay Hill, which is, landlocked in a neighborhood, and we have to get creative. But where we want to start, where we want to keep building more, we also want to create more fan-friendly amenities so that you don't have to buy a hospitality ticket. You certainly can, but we want all ticket buyers to have an incredible experience out of Bay Hill. So we focus across the spectrum, and we want to create great experiences for those hospitality. But we also, if you're coming with your kids, we want you to stay all day. And we've worked really hard to add in kids zones and kids autograph areas, and a Bay Hill Explorers experience where the kids actually can go do a scavenger hunt across the property and collect stickers. And it's little things like that we want fans of all ages, people that love golf, people that don't love golf, to come out and just have a blast at Bay Hill.
It's National Umbrella Day coming up in 5 days. Make sure you take a picture with an umbrella, post it on social, tag the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and they might even share it. March 2nd through the 8th. It's coming up, month away, ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com if you want to go and get your general admission tickets. Hospitality, if you want to learn how to become a volunteer, you can do all of that on the website. Thanks so much for stopping in, Drew. It's always good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Drew.
See you in a month.
That is correct. We'll be out there at the Michelob Ultra fan deck. Yes. Remember that one? All right. We already got a win. Jeff Weltman's coming up. Magic president of basketball operations will join us live in 14 minutes. We're back in just a couple.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
All right, sports fans, it's time for some halftime adjustments because if you're still driving an outdated ride, it is time to upgrade. Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont has been a Central Florida powerhouse for 50 years. Don Mealy started it all when he moved his family from Maryland, and today his son Jay carries that tradition forward with transparency, trust, and yes, his personal email address for customers. Right now, the deals are championship level. Lock in 3.9% APR for 60 months on a new Chevy Silverado, or take up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Got a growing roster of kids at home? A new Chevy Equinox comes with 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days. And I was out at Don Mealy Chevy today, and Jason, the GM, told me you can now get up to $15,000 off on Equinox EVs with more than 60 available right now. I test drove one of those babies today, and oh my God, it was so awesome. I want one bad. Don Mealy Chevrolet has been your truck headquarters for 50 years, and they're not slowing down. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I trust Kevin Krager with LPT Realty. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart, it's Kevin's strong background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. Owning a home should be an asset, but it only is if you know what you're doing and if you have somebody on your side that can help you with the process. From foundation to roof line, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way, and even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his wonderful clients. So if you want more than just an agent, if you want a trusted guide who knows homes inside and out, call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
The I-4 express lanes northbound between 438 and 426 are currently closed due to an accident there. Also, crash Aloma Avenue eastbound before Trinity Prep. The left turn lane there is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Ciders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Ciders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Ciders. There's nothing like it.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox. Need to scale your workforce for a peak season? Express Employment Professionals offers contract staffing so you can scale with ease and maintain productivity. Get started at expresspros.com. When it comes to hiring, it's about people, and that's where Express Employment Professionals comes in. Express experts connect you to qualified candidates matching skills to your business needs. Hire differently with Express. Visit expresspros.com to find your local office. That's expresspros.com. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
You turned your dating app for pets into a business, which just turned over its first $1 billion. You turned around the fortunes of a failing football club, politely turned down a Nobel Peace Prize, and turned up on Mars in your own reusable rocket. All while struggling to turn on the dishwasher. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover business development titles on Audible.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online. The game starts here.
The biggest night in football is almost here. On Kalshi, you can now legally trade game day props. Will either team score a touchdown in the first 5 minutes? Yes, it's trading at 27%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $371 if it hits. And Kalshi isn't betting. It's a live market where you can trade against other people, buying in and out as prices move. Download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart, and get $20 when you trade $100. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campeon, the Champion, it was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Bianchi sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. I love to rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's Spanish-accented past, complete with handcrafted tile, cowhides, and vibrant greenery, framing a menu of shareable plates, wood-kissed main courses, citrus-bright seafood, and garden-to-glass cocktails. Book reservations for the restaurants, hotel, or golf tee times at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
We are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Sports lives on the iHeart Radio app, the home of the Super Bowl 60 tailgate concert presented by NetApp. Big game coverage, the Winter Olympics from Milan, NBC's official audio partner, Fox Sports Radio, ESPN, and sports betting. Search sports on the free iHeart Radio app and listen now.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
This is the beat of sports.
When you have expectations, particularly with young players, and everybody jumps on your bandwagon, including the national perspective, oh, what a great young team, and then you're picked on a lot more. You don't pick a side about who's to blame. They're all to blame. It's not just Jamal Mosley. It's Paolo. It's Franz. It's Jalen. It's Desmond. Listen, it is a make or miss league. I don't care what you do. It's not that complicated. If you can't make threes, you can't win in the NBA. And this team has not gotten better over years trying to build this team of making a three ball, so therefore you get predictable on offense, and then you get stale, and then you get body language, and you get guys that point fingers, and that's where they're at right now. And it is a very interesting moment, and I do wonder if this organization would think about a coaching change. Can't fire players, fire coaches. And I'm not saying the Magic are at that point today, but I think anybody would be foolish to think that that's not kicked around inside the office.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, and iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Jalen Suggs of the Orlando Magic. They say it pays to listen to Game On. How much are we talking? Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Jeff Weltman, president of basketball operations for the Orlando Magic. He's going to be joining us live in 5 minutes. It is incredible, the feedback that you get on Twitter when you say, hey, the president of basketball operations is joining us an hour after the trade deadline. I want to be very clear about this. We are going to ask questions that you want the answers to. This is not going to be a Pop-Tart puffball interview. But
speak for yourself.
But the fact of the matter is that I did not reach out to the Magic for this interview. They reached out to us. They offered Jeff Weltman up, even though nothing had been done other than trading Tyus Jones at the deadline. You have people that are on Twitter that
what are they saying?
The general consensus, there's a lot of responses, and it would take me an hour to read all of them, but the general consensus outside of he should be fired is, why is he even coming on? He's got nothing to say, blah, blah, blah. Here's what he's going to say. So would you prefer to have a general manager that is not available to the media, that doesn't explain themselves in any way? You don't have to like what he says, but understand that they not only are they available, they're available without request. You know how uncommon that is? Find another team in this town, or the Magic pre-Weltman. Find another team, including
Rob Hennigan.
Are you kidding? I could have put in a request. It would go into the ether, never to be seen again. How about any other team in this town? You put in a request. Hey, can I talk to so-and-so?
Kravitz.
I'm going to stop myself before I get myself in any trouble for everybody else, but I'm telling you, this does not happen. And the fact that the Magic, who are the biggest show in town, make him available without request is so uncommon. So, yes, we'll ask the questions that you want, but appreciate the fact that they at least talk.
Okay. You're right about all of that. Okay?
I know I am.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but remember yesterday after the Magic just got boat raced by the Thunder and they were down by 25, and I was just ranting about, how bad they were and they have no identity and all, yelling. And
the veins were popping out of your head.
Yeah, and then we played a quote from Coach Mosley, which is, it was a typical Coach Mosley quote, polite, good quote. And I said something to the effect of, when your team is losing or you've just gotten clobbered and you've been getting clobbered, it doesn't matter what the coach says, you're annoyed with the coach. It's sort of like Jeff Weltman. It doesn't matter if he's making himself available or not making himself available. Fans are just mad.
But yeah, and that's the thing. I just wish people would look themselves in the mirror. If Jeff Weltman didn't say anything after non-action at the deadline, people would say, he's scared, he's ducking the media, he's not explaining himself to the fans.
Right.
Now he is doing that openly without us even requesting it, and they go, why is he even talking? He didn't do anything.
No, the best one, though,
is... They're going to complain either way.
The best one, though, is why is he talking on the trade deadline day? It's like, because the deadline's passed. There's nothing he can do now. The deadline is passed. It was at 3:00.
Yeah.
He's coming on at 4:00. So he can't retroactively go back and try to make a deal at 4:00.
I've tried to get coaches and GMs on after big wins, and I get crickets. And here the Magic traded Tyus Jones for cash, and they're like, do you want to talk to the general manager? Here. This is Jesus on the talkback.
What's up, guys? I think I share the same sentiment as many Magic fans. Our favorite trade over the past 5-6 years, cash considerations. But we knew this team was going to try to get under the tax. We're going to be locked into the first April next year, so I don't know why we couldn't make a couple moves, but, we'll see what happens. This season's been a disappointment. A lot of frustration comes from false expectations. This team is not ready, and we see that, so we got to wait more.
Yeah, he's right. That's spot on. And I don't understand the apron stuff as much as I try, and we'll definitely ask Jeff Weltman about that coming up in moments.
I like a good red and white checkered apron, so like Mom used to wear.
That's right. That's right. That's how you know dinner's ready. This is the meatloaf. The meatloaf's in the oven. Jeff Weltman, president of basketball operations for the Magic, joins us 60 seconds away. Don't move a muscle.
Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Jeff Weltman, president of basketball operations, going to be joining us some moments away on the hotline.
See what you guys have done now. He's not calling.
Now he's mad at us because of all of you.
Not our fault.
He's calling right now. Everybody relax. We are also, what else are we going to do today? Talk about that for a second. We got Polapalooza coming up in the middle of the 4 o'clock hour. A lot of good Super Bowl related. A lot of good Super Bowl related polls in that. Monty Burke, the author of the new book Men of Troy, wrote a book about the wild times at USC with Pete Carroll, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, sanctions and championships. We'll talk about that coming up in the middle of the 4 o'clock hour as well. Right now, we head to the hotline straight off of the NBA trade deadline, which wrapped up about an hour ago. The Magic made a deal to send Tyus Jones to the Charlotte Hornets. He has moved on since to the Dallas Mavericks, but otherwise stood pat. What was the process like over the last 24 hours? Why wasn't more done? A lot of fans want to know that. We are going straight to the source here. Magic president of basketball operations, Jeff Weltman, joins the show right now. Welcome to the show. You can breathe. The deadline has passed.
Yep, and tonight I can sleep. Happy to be with you guys.
What are those final few hours like as a front office member in the league on a day like this? Is it constant phone calls, emails, texts? Are you constantly trying to figure out where you can go, how you can pivot, or is all of that done the night before? Give us a peek behind the curtain of what that is exactly like from your position.
Yeah, it's different every year. It depends on what you're working at and what you're trying to do. We actually had a couple substantive conversations with teams and spent a lot of time on that. By the time this morning came, we kind of had resolved that they weren't going to work out. So it was more housekeeping stuff. But every year is a little different. This year I think the league seems to be a little more front-loaded.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. They're stressed, I would say is maybe the best way to put it. The team has not been as good as advertised, and then nothing is done at the deadline. The team's coming off of a blowout loss in OKC. What do you say to those fans that were eagerly awaiting something to help improve the team during that final stretch towards the postseason when the team has simply not been as good as the expectations would have suggested?
Yeah, no, that's the question. And listen, I understand the fans' frustrations. I'm frustrated with them. We have not been playing well, and it's been a while. And I understand, with that come expectations of they're going to change the team, they're going to do something significant. I can say we had some, like I said, some substantive talks, and they didn't get across the finish line. But the answer to frustration isn't just to do a deal just for the sake of doing a deal and shaking it up, right? The answer to frustration is trying to improve the team. So we looked at a couple angles where we could do that, we thought, and those trades just didn't materialize, so we didn't do them. I would say this, though, in the big picture, is the understanding that for us to do a big trade, because every team is in a different situation with their contract structure and timing and financial situations, for us to do a big trade, it is going to require breaking up our core. It's going to involve one of our core players. And I know that the fans are tired of hearing it, and believe me, I'm tired of saying it, but it's hard to break up the core when the core has been really good. We just haven't been able to get them on the floor. So November through mid-December, we were 14-6. We had the fourth best net rating in the NBA. Top 10 offense, top 3 defense. That group has been really good, and those are powerful indicators. Our starting lineup has been the third best, plus 18, 5-man unit with 250 possessions across the entire league. Those are powerful indicators. When you get down to like the end of the season and the playoffs, it's kind of like, our best five against your best five. And so, we're also the fourth youngest team in the league. So, the emergence of some of our young players has been, at least a positive for us this season. So for us to make like a trade where we really move the needle, you have to understand, like, we're breaking that up. We're breaking up that core. And so I'm willing to do that if it makes us better. And we looked at a couple things, but short of that, there's not a whole, the rest is just nibbling. And so I would say big picture, if that answers your question, that was the approach we took. And because of that, I have to say, as bad as we've been playing, and I'm not happy about it, and I take full responsibility for that, that's on me. But as badly as we've been playing, I'm not talking to you at the draft. I'm talking to you after the trade deadline. We still have almost half the season left. We're going to get our guys back. When we've been healthy, we've been not just good, but really good. And I believe, I'm optimistic about the rest of the season. Our goals coming in were to get better every month, be playing our best basketball at the end of the season, and make some noise. And that remains our goal, And so I believe that that's still in us. I believe that's in front of us. I'm hopeful for that. Obviously, that's going to require first and foremost health. And, I think we're going to be healthy soon and whole and complete. And, we'll see where the rest of the season takes us.
Jeff, I think what bumfuzzles a lot of us is that the Magic were always that gritty team, and you knew they were going to play tough defense. How do you, no matter who was on the floor, how do you explain just the lapses in defense? Is that an effort thing? Well, how do you explain that?
Yeah, Mike, I wish I had an answer for you. I do think that it's notable. You're right. And by the way, it should be who's ever on the floor. You're right. Look, I would say two of our biggest defensive drivers are Jalen and Franz. And, they missed whatever it is, 20-something games, basically at the same time. So, that's going to affect, you can't run away from that. Like, that's going to have an impact. But you're right. And I do think that for all that they talk about our offense, like, to me, the problem with our team right now is at the other end of the floor. I believe our shooting percentage, our three-point percentage, all that stuff rises when we get stops, when we're not playing against set defenses, when we get out into the open court. And that's been who we are. That's where we've been elite. And I don't know. We spend a lot of time talking about that. And I know, the coaches are working hard at that. The players, we've been spending a lot of time in practice on that stuff. We've got to get better there. And I wish I had a better answer for you, but that's to me, where we need to start kind of regrouping and looking towards the rest of the season.
Jeff, obviously when the team's not playing well, the coach gets criticized. Coach Mosley's been getting a lot of criticism, all the rumors and rumblings. Oh, he and Paolo aren't getting along that well. They're not seeing eye to eye. What have you seen with Coach Mosley? Are you still confident in his ability to lead this team?
Yeah, listen, I think, yes, organizationally, we have Moses back. I have Moses back, have his full support. None of us are doing well right now. I mean, myself at the head of the list. We've all got to do better, and it's a very frustrating time. And I understand the fans' frustration because I'm frustrated as well. But I'm not singling anybody out in this. This is something that we all own, and all I can tell you is we go home and we don't sleep, and we talk about it and we work at it. And for me and my group, we plot out big picture things, and we look at summer projections and everything else, how we can improve and what we can add to the team now, and where we think we have to be careful to let things develop a little bit. Even though it looks rough right now sometimes. But I'm not singling anybody out for this. Like, we have to do better as a whole.
Two quick things for you. Talking to Jeff Weltman, president of basketball operations. We know you have other interviews to get to. So just to piggyback off of that Jamal Mosley point, I'm not going to have you guarantee anything, but would it be safe to assume that pretty much no matter how the rest of the season goes, that Jamal Mosley will at least get until the end of the year, whenever that ends?
Oh my gosh, my mind hasn't even gone to that place. Like I said, Mose has our support. I'll do anything I can to make Mose successful. And, I anticipate that Mose is our coach this year, and I don't know what else I could possibly say. I mean, we're all in this together, and we got to figure this thing out. And I know there's no harder worker than Jamal Mosley, and, he's spending a lot of sleepless nights and doing everything in his power to, make this thing work.
Jeff, last one for me. 3-point shooting obviously continues to be an eyesore for the Magic. You've tried to address it, obviously, with KCP last year, Desmond Bane this year, Tyus Jones this year. What you guys are getting good shots, right? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I think some nights we're getting good shots, some nights we're not. We're obviously not in a rhythm, and I think a part of the reason that we're not in a rhythm, like I was saying a little bit ago, Mike, is we're not guarding, and like I feel like even this year, like when we've been good defensively, like put it this way, November through mid-December, we're the 10th ranked offense in the league. No one's talking about our shooting. There are different ways to be a good offensive team, but for us, I think we have to be a good defensive team to be a good offensive team, and so when we start breaking down defensively, now you're saying like every shot needs to go in. Yeah, that's not how this team is built.
Right.
When we were a top 10 offensive team for a month and a half in a good part of our schedule. We had a lot of good wins. We were kind of, I think, building towards the season we had hoped for. And and then once we started to tailspin and the injury set in, I think our defense started to pull at all the strands and puts pressure on our offense to do things that it's not built to do. But that being said, I actually have confidence in our guys, and I do think that some of them are starting to come around. And but I always think that it's tied into our defense. And so like I said, I'm hopeful that once we're whole again and we get our full lineup on the floor, it's been a really powerful group. We've been a very good team when we've been healthy this year. So hopefully we can attack the last third or so of the season that way, and we're right in the thick of the standings. The East is all grouped together. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. We have a 4-game homestand starting tonight. I think we have the most home games remaining in the East. So I'm really optimistic about the rest of the season, but we got to get our act together.
I'd be remiss if I cut you loose without asking a question that we asked ourselves when we opened the show. I should know this by now after covering the league for years, but what is cash considerations?
There's actually without naming a number, there's actually a minimum amount that you can put in the trade, and it's not like a team. It's not like we press for money. Teams have to send something else to the other team in order to make it officially a trade. So that's basically your way of saying, like, we're conveying the rights of this player and, not asking for something back. So, for that, both teams have to give something to complete a trade. So that's the nature of that.
Magic President of Basketball Operations, Jeff Weltman. We appreciate the visit. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot.
I haven't checked the text line yet. I'm sure that it's nothing but friendly.
Back to your cash considerations. Did he just say, like, it doesn't matter? You just have to put some money in?
Yeah, you basically,
should you just give $1?
Well,
here's $1.
No, you can't make trades in the NBA without making salaries match to a certain percentage. So you can't just give another team a player. They have to send something back of equal value, and that equal value is cash.
Ah, okay.
It doesn't have to be like 100% equal. I don't know what the exact percentage is.
I thought it was like, okay, here's Tyus Jones, and you give us $1 back.
Do you think they're making less than my kid made on losing his tooth?
Right.
Coming up next, Pete Carroll might not be in the Super Bowl, but it's hard not to think about Pete when the Seahawks are playing. We'll dive into his time at USC and what made those Trojans teams so unique. Fun conversation coming up next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. BONUS. Enter it now at 969thegame.com. And answer your phone if they call. Good luck.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Championship teams are built for the long haul, and your windows should be as well. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are tested in extreme weather and engineered to handle Florida heat, humidity, and hurricane force winds while also improving energy efficiency and comfort inside your home. These windows are custom built to block UV rays, cut outside noise, and help your AC stop working overtime, keeping your home more comfortable year after year after year. Acclaim Impact windows are made of Fibrex material that is twice as strong as vinyl. They don't crack or warp, so you're not replacing windows every few years like so many builder-grade installs. And right now, during free Windows February, say that real fast. Free window February. The savings are real. Buy 4 replacement windows or doors and get the 5th free. Add 0 down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 12 months, and it's never been easier to make a long-term upgrade. Offer ends February 28th. So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets quality.
Mental health is important to us all, and it's important to the Orlando Valkyries as well. This Sunday, we can all get together at an event that shines a spotlight on this important cause. Sunday, February 8th at 3 p.m. versus the Omaha Supernovas. It's Mental Health Awareness Night presented by Advent Health. Free Valkyrie stress ball to the first 1,000 fans. One of the league's most dynamic and fast-rising teams, the Orlando Valkyries, captured national attention, and they're right here in our backyard. Be part of the action, and we'll see you at the next match.
Couple of accidents still causing a lot of problems this afternoon. The I-4 express lanes northbound between 438 and 426 remain closed. Also, the on-ramp I-4 express lanes eastbound, the on-ramp from Anderson Street is blocked as well. See traffic trouble? It's called the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Well, you can start today and file for free with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. Just file on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th and you'll pay $0. Start filing for free today. Offer only for those who didn't file with TurboTax last year.
Hey, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Let's start February strong in a brand new Chevy from Don Mealy Chevrolet, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, get 3.9% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Silverado or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Looking for something the whole family will love? How about a 2026 Chevy Equinox with 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop anytime at DonMealyChevy.com. Chevy, together let's drive.
The biggest night in football is almost here. On Kalshi, you can now legally trade game day props. Will either team score a touchdown in the first 5 minutes? Yes is trading at 27%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $371 if it hits. And Kalshi isn't betting. It's a live market where you can trade against other people, buying in and out as prices move. Download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart, and get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign-up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's BetterEdge.com or the Better Edge app.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at crushYard.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ethos.com/fast.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Starting tomorrow, iHeartRadio will be live from Italy with NBC's coverage of the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. 24 hours a day, listen to live coverage of skiing, snowboarding, hockey, figure skating, and all your favorite winter sports. Plus Team USA exclusive coverage from Northern Italy. Bring the Winter Games with you from your phone to your car, on your Alexa, wherever you listen. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and listen. iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
If Indiana can win the national championship, Florida State, even UCF, you don't have any excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses. We need 3 or 4 years to get our players in. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Florida, John Summerall, let's see you do it this year. Mike Norvell, you better do it this year. And Scott Frost, I hate to say it, hey, clock's ticking on you too. Clock's ticking on you too. If the losing,
he's going to get a lot of guys fired.
If the losingest program in college football history can go on a 2-year run like Indiana has just gone on, there's no excuses for anybody else.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810, Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810. Or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeart Radio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Okay, upon further review, we are going to do our USC book interview in the following segment. We have some steam here off of our interview with President of Basketball Operations, Jeff Weltman. So we're going to react to that, react to you, and Bianchi and I will bounce some ideas off of each other. This is so predictable, the sort of responses that you see. Our timelines are blowing up like nitro sticks. It says they were soft questions, and his answers really affirm the idea that we need to move on from him.
Okay.
I
don't.
I would love to put these people in these chairs and say, okay, you go.
I'm
upset.
What
are you going to say? What are you going to ask that we didn't ask?
I thought his interview was fine. I thought he was pretty candid. I mean, you tried to pin him down on Coach Mosley. You essentially asked him, is Coach Mosley assured of coaching the rest of the season? And he sort of hemmed and hawed around it and said, hey, I haven't even thought about it.
I thought he sounded surprised that question was even asked.
Right.
His tone was of, I hadn't even thought about that.
I've said
Unless it was an acting job, it seems like they're not even close to getting there.
No, and I don't think they should be. He said it without saying it. All right, they're essentially banking on Franz Wagner getting back and something clicking. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's all they can hope. That's all they can hope right now is that Franz gets back and they start playing better defense. And, that's their hope right now. One player, Franz Wagner. Are they more than one player? I mean, the way they're playing, I did think he was as baffled as anybody why their defense is terrible now. Didn't he sound like that?
Yeah, very much so. I think he knows that his job is on the line too, along with all of this. He said that we had conversations that were substantive, but this is the thing that I felt like was the most important quote in the entire interview was, you have to understand that for us to make a big trade, it's going to involve breaking up core players.
Right.
They have already... I do think the Magic could have made smaller moves. That's what I think. I'm also not on these phone calls. And while I would have loved for the team to have brought in a shooter, like just throwing one out there that got traded, Jared McCain got traded from Philadelphia to Golden State. Bring in a guy that can spark some offense. It's the reason why Tyus Jones was brought in. It didn't work.
Right.
So try somebody else. There are cheaper players out there that have been dealt that I feel would really help. But you have to have someone on the other end of the phone that's willing to take what you're offering. And I don't think around the league, Magic players have much value. That's the issue. I mean, Jeff Weltman is not a very aggressive at the deadline executive. That is a fact. And he's proven that over the years.
Well,
but you have to have somebody on the other end of the call that's willing to take what you're offering. Colin Sexton would have been great. He would have helped. He was on the Hornets. He's been helping them in terms of their offensive execution. But they got Kobe White back. The Magic don't have a Kobe White to give up.
I don't think you have to be aggressive at the deadline. The Magic were aggressive in the summertime. They went and got Desmond Bane. That was their big move. That was their move. And as of right now, not that it's Desmond Bane's fault, but as of right now, that big move hasn't worked. But I don't care how impatient fans are and how much they want to rip us. Oh, you're asking softball questions. I thought our questions were good, all right? But the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't give up on this core right now. I wouldn't make a big trade. Hell, you just made a big trade for Desmond Bane. You're going to give up on it half a season in? What kind of leadership is that?
Yeah.
That's insane to even suggest that. Maybe it doesn't work out, but you can't, as a general manager or a president of basketball operations or any leader, you can't make a definitive move and give up on it halfway through the freaking fight. You've got to see how it works out.
I'm assuming that they took calls for Jalen Suggs and had serious conversations because he would be the piece that other teams would really want, that I think the Magic would be begrudgingly willing to discuss. I don't even think they entertain conversations about Paolo and Franz. Jalen, I would think that they would. So the equivalent to Jalen Suggs, let's just think about this real quick. We do have to go to commercial break to get our interview in. But the one of the big fish that got traded, one of the big impactful moves was James Harden going from the Clippers to the Cavs. And the Clippers got Darius Garland. Jalen Suggs and Darius Garland are similar players in terms of just their overall value in the NBA. Would you be willing to give up Jalen Suggs to get James Harden?
No.
I wouldn't either. So
I don't want James
Harden. The Magic they're in a tough spot, but Jeff Weltman is the one that put them there. So, but I give him credit. First of all, he came on the show, and second of all, he said nobody's doing a good job, and I'm at the top of the list. He called himself out. I respect that. Thank you, guys. We'll continue to react to your reactions throughout the course of the show. Up next, the USC Trojans from years ago, a team that was unique in many ways. Heisman's, championships, sanctions, all of that. A fun conversation on the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Well, one thing you can definitely bet on is the Super Bowl. We got a big game coming up on Sunday, and I'll be over at the Hard Rock Bet Party, the only big game party that I like to attend. And if you haven't tried out Hard Rock yet, there is no better time than right now to get in before the big game. We've got the NCAA tournament coming up in March, so this is a great time to be a new member over at Hard Rock. Sign-ups can double their winnings on their first 10 bets. That's right. Your winnings can be doubled on your first 10. If you would have bet 100, then your bet would make that 200. Now, that right there is how you get the party started over on Hard Rock Bet. I'm not a complicated man. I like good food. I like winning my sports wagers, and Hard Rock makes it easy to find the latest odds, trends, and alternative plays that keep you engaged all season long. They've got first quarter options, first touchdown scorer. Will the first catch be an odd or an even number? You can even bet the coin toss over on Hard Rock Bet. Head to Hard Rock and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This message is for all you couples out there, because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance, or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause. It's all medical, all natural, and it really works. Dr. John Carazella and his team know this isn't just about physical performance. It's about restoring confidence and connection. If you and your partner want to feel like your best selves again, together, start here. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Yeah, sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week at most locations.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees or minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One and name member FDIC.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
Team USA, we are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEWLocal606.org and go Magic.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online. The game starts here.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, surprise you with the most personal, most romantic, most meaningful gift ever. Jewelry from International Diamond Center. When you do, the folks at IDC make sure that you've got all the bases covered. Roses, chocolates, a gift card for a romantic dinner. It's the ultimate Valentine's bundle. At IDC, they put together a special selection of ready-to-wear gifts, from classics like diamond pendants and diamond earrings to stunning new creations from top bridal designers. Italian gold jewelry, rare gemstone jewelry. These are gifts that she will love forever. Let let the experts at IDC make it easy. Spend as little as $199 and they'll give you the roses, chocolates, and a gift card for dinner. Or you can finance your Valentine's gift with 0 interest for 36 months. This Valentine's Day, let the experts at IDC show you how to say I love you louder than ever with a gift that shows how much you care. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall of Millennia. Shop online at shopadc.com. On approved credit, it's International Diamond Center.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian ciders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian ciders. There's nothing like it.
Women's ice hockey's underway at the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, with the U.S. and Canada the favorites to win gold there. Over to the NBA, the Magic, they'll try to right the ship tonight. They'll host Brooklyn. Orlando's dropped back-to-back games after they were blown out by Oklahoma City. And over to college hoops action, that features Stetson visiting Bellarmine. The Hatters enter the contest with losses in 4 of their last 5 games. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 indulgencies for $3 or less. From the opulent new mini taco salad to the decadent beefy potato loaded griller. That much Luxe could have you expecting a maitre d' at the drive-thru. At participating Taco Bells, while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
This is the Beat of Sports.
If we, the supposed working media, were really honest with ourselves, how many dumb questions do we ask? Or better yet, how many times do we not actually ask the question, but we do the talk about that drive in the fourth quarter? What about it? Just talk about the drive. Is there something specific about the drive you want? Was it the right place? No. But don't lose your mind like some of these people. And again, I just clicked to refresh my Twitter. It's just nonstop. This is totally unethical. Ethics in our industry? Listen, man, the world of reporting, still practiced by many, and some that do really well, was long replaced as the majority of coverage by what? Opinion. There's a reason why that 4-letter network spends most of its days on opinion programming. Do I like it? No, but I'm not the old guy hanging out on the porch. I like to take a swim once in a while.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game. Orlando's sports leader. Dolphins play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app.
This is Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Way to rebound from that commercial break, guys. Now back to Bianchi and Kravitz.
Got a new book hitting the shelves, Men of Troy, The Epic Afternoons, Wild Nights, and an Enduring Legacy of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll not involved in the Super Bowl this Sunday, but it's hard not to think Seahawks and think Pete Carroll simultaneously. Let's talk to Monty Burke, the author of that great book. Monty, welcome to the show. Why Pete Carroll? Why USC? What was the thought behind putting this one together?
I'm just a fan of football to begin with, and I look back on that era when he was there. Those 9 years when he was at USC is one of the most intriguing eras in college football history. You had this unorthodox, unconventional coach coming into this program that had been downtrodden for, pretty much like 2 decades when he got there. And, he built them up. They won 2 titles in a row. They darn near won 3 in a row, losing to Texas and what some consider to be the best game ever played in college football. And then, of course, it all ended in a big scandal. And, one thing that was cool about that era is that they captured the city of Los Angeles, which had no NFL teams at the time. Celebrities love a winner. Next thing you know, when USC was winning, you had, Will Ferrell and Snoop Dogg and Arnold and the Fonz, not only at games, but they were there at practices. So to me, it just had all the elements of just like a really, fun story. It had triumph, it had tragedy, and it had a lot of fun.
How much of what we saw with USC during those years was a bit of foreshadowing for the era of college football that we're in now, with the pay for play? Because there's certainly some of that going on. The celebrity around the program sounds a lot like Colorado. It just feels like that perhaps laid the foundation for the era that we're in now.
For sure. I mean, there was aside from the scandal, the Reggie Bush scandal, there had some players admit to getting some money while they were there. So, that wasn't unusual. I'm sure a lot of SEC schools and Big Ten schools did the same thing. But I think mostly the sort of legacy of that team, it comes from the scandal, actually. I think the Reggie Bush scandal kind of precipitated the changes that we see now in college football. I think, Reggie Bush was allegedly paid not to play for USC. He was allegedly paid to leave USC. Here was a guy who was, making gobs of money for USC, gobs of money for the NCAA, and gobs of money for the broadcast partners, and couldn't legally make a dime on his own. And so I think when those sanctions came down, they were so harsh. USC has barely recovered. It hasn't really recovered since then. I think the scales kind of dropped people's eyes. They're like, just to the hypocrisy of the NCAA.
Monty, how dare you suggest that SEC programs were illicitly paying players?
They all were. It's so funny. I see, you see things now like, oh, now everybody's good because the SEC is the only people, not playing players. Everybody was paying their players back then.
Right.
Every big program was.
Right. I'm curious about just the movie star aspect of the. You mentioned they were sort of the Lakers because they were the Lakers of football because there were no NFL teams in Los Angeles at the time, and they were champions, and they had good looking guys like Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush on the team. Were they like movie stars? Did they go to the Hollywood parties? All of that stuff.
Absolutely. I got lots of great stories in the book about that. And what was interesting is, first of all, that culture kind of became this recruiting powerhouse, right? I talked to a lot of people who would go there for their recruiting visit. Their high schoolers would go there and they'd meet Snoop Dogg. You're going to USC probably if that happens. So
right.
That was really interesting. And then, Bush, but really in particular Leinart, became as famous, if not more famous, than some of the celebs who were coming to watch them. I mean, I for this book, I had to go look at all these old issues of People magazine and Us Weekly, which were kind of like the TMZs back then. And, it would be like Matt Leinart was spotted, with Britney Spears at Spago or something like that. But one of my favorite anecdotes of the book, so these guys were like the princes of the town, right? They could go anywhere. And it was the hottest club at the time. They show up, the promoter comes out, lets all these college kids in, and standing in line are a bunch of members of the San Diego Chargers. And they're like, what is going on here? These are the college kids that get in before we are. So, yeah, I mean, they ruled the town. They ruled the town.
Wow. What was Pete Carroll sort of the type of coach that looked the other way?
I think to a certain degree. I mean, but what's interesting about him is he has this kind of loosey-goosey demeanor, and he was known as a player's coach. He'd been fired in the NFL a couple times before he got there. But like all of these coaches, like Nick Saban, like all these guys, I mean, they're so meticulous. They know everything that's going on.
Right.
I think to a certain degree, the great strength of that time, of that era, of that when Pete Carroll was there, was that they had this hype and this vibe, and that sort of spun out of control. I mean, that in the end is sort of what their greatest strength became. Their fatal weakness, really. Just having open practices, you just had agents crawling all over the place, and something inevitably was going to go wrong.
Also, is there a story in the book about a naked pep talk?
There is. I mean, they did all sorts of things to get people pumped up. I mean, Ed Orgeron was kind of like the main pumper-upper, but the other story.
Don't tell me Ed Orgeron was naked. I don't want to see that.
No, it wasn't Ed. And so, yeah, this guy, he was talking about the season and how it was kind of like the Kentucky Derby and how, they're in the last stretch there. And as he was talking, for some odd reason, he just started taking off his clothes, and everybody was just laughing and getting hyped up and stuff like that. Yeah, so there's lots of crazy stories like that in the book.
We're talking to Monty Burke. He's the author of Men of Troy. Last thing for you, Monty. Pete Carroll.
Coach O getting naked. And it wasn't Coach O that was naked.
Listen,
I'm not getting naked. No, you ain't doing that to me, Pete. No.
Go, Monty. That's a good NO right there. This job definitely revitalized Pete Carroll's career, and then he went on to have success with a team that now finds themselves back in the Super Bowl with a different coach in the Seattle Seahawks. But he fell flat with the Las Vegas Raiders. Do you have any theory, after doing all this research on Pete Carroll and talking to people that knew him well, why it flamed out? That he revitalized his career. We saw this Pete Carroll renaissance, and then he fell flat on his face again. Do you think he lost his fire? What is the theory behind why it didn't work out in this last stop?
It's so interesting because he was so unconventional. He was a player's coach, which people, was a pejorative back then, and then he proved it could work in college, and then, of course, went to the Seahawks and proved it could work there. And he literally was 6 inches away from winning 3 national titles in a row and a bad play call from winning 2 Super Bowls in a row. And as it stands, he's one of only 3 coaches to have won a national title and a Super Bowl. I think what happened was, he's just a little older and kind of was like desperate to get a job and took that's a bad job. Especially was a bad job last year. I mean, they had 2, Max Crosby and Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers was hurt for a majority of the year. So it was sort of it was kind of a no-win last shot for him, I felt like. And, he just it didn't work out. And it's a little bit sad, but I think, he's had the unfortunate kind of historical accident of coming along at the same time as Belichick, who's considered to be the greatest NFL coach, and Saban, who's considered to be the best coach ever in college football. And so he's kind of lost in the wash a little bit. But maybe he's not on the Mount Rushmore of coaches, but like I said, one of 3 to win both a title and a Super Bowl, and he's certainly in the top 12, I would say. I mean, and the fact that he did it in a different way. He wasn't the militaristic guy like Saban or Belichick. He did it in a very different way. I think makes that accomplishment even more, kind of incredible.
Men of Troy is the name of the book. The author, Monty Burke, kind enough to give us some of his time this afternoon. I know he had you dancing around there for a minute. Thanks for being flexible with us.
Quite all right. I appreciate having me on, guys.
Monty, we looking forward to the book. Coach O and all of us looking forward to it.
That's right.
You gotta read Men of Troy right now.
Well, I'm not putting my pants back on. Up next.
That wasn't Coach O now.
Well, you gotta read the book, find out if that's true or not. Bowlapalooza, Super Bowl edition, coming up at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. We've got your texts and talkbacks from the first couple of hours of the show coming up next.
We're going to vote on those polls.
That's right, baby.
Let's do it.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, when you think about your retirement, what do you think about? What do you see? Just like every player has a different role on the team, every retirement goal is unique. That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. They're fiduciary advisors, and they work with you to create a plan tailored to your situation. What does fiduciary advisor mean? Fiduciary means they work for you. They're not tied to a set of products. The more money you make, the more money they make. When I became a client, they helped me roll over an old 401k, explain my options clearly, and built a strategy that gave me real peace of mind. Trajan's founder, Jeff Jr., is a Marine veteran, and he runs the company with the discipline and the loyalty that he learned in the Marines. And in today's world of volatility, that's exactly what you need. If you want a real game plan for your financial future, call Trajan Wealth at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
We here on Game On and the Orlando Valkyries appreciate our teachers. To show how much we care, we're giving you a night to remember. This Friday evening, catch the Orlando Valkyries versus the Atlanta Vibe Teacher Appreciation Night presented by Foxtail Coffee. The first 1,000 fans get a free Valkyries lanyard as well. Perfect way to celebrate some of the most important people in our community. That's Friday night at Addition Financial Arena. Support the team and pay tribute to our educators. We'll see you at the next match.
Earlier accident on the I-4 express lanes northbound between 438 and 426 has been cleared. However, expect heavy delays in that area. Crash blocking the right lane, I-4 eastbound before Parr Street, and the left lane is blocked on Aloma Avenue before Trinity Prep due to an accident there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online. The game starts here.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or the Better Edge app.
Catch the 96.9 The Game Stream Team, powered by Farrah and Farrah, Orlando's personal injury attorneys at events throughout Central Florida, for your chance to win prizes and tickets to upcoming events. For a complete listing of events, go to 969thegame.com/events.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
I've been telling you guys about Kevin Krager with LPT Realty, one of the top 25 producing agents in Central Florida. My guy is money, and he joins me now to chat about the latest in real estate. What's the one piece of advice that you would give to first-time home buyers?
Interview agents and ask important questions. Ask what's important to that agent. Make sure that that agent is listening to you and understands what it is that you need when you're buying a house. There's hundreds of thousands of agents across this country, and a lot of people can buy and sell real estate, but to protect what you're doing, you need to make sure that that agent is really connecting with you, really listening to you, and has your best interest at heart. It's not just a paycheck for me. It's not just a paycheck for a lot of agents, but I want a long-lasting relationship. I'm going to give loyalty to you. And then I also would say, as a home buyer, giving loyalty back to that agent, because at some point you're going to want to sell that house.
Trust and loyalty. You can count on Kevin for that. He'll move you right along through the real estate buying and selling process. 407-702-4635.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Sports lives on the iHeartRadio app, the home of the Super Bowl 60 tailgate concert presented by NetApp. Big game coverage, the Winter Olympics from Milan, NBC's official audio partner, Fox Sports Radio, ESPN, and sports betting. Search sports on the free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
This is the Beat of Sports.
If we, the supposed working media, were really honest with ourselves, how many dumb questions do we ask? Or better yet, how many times do we not actually ask the question, but we do the talk about that drive in the fourth quarter? What about it? Just talk about the drive. Is there something specific about the drive you want? Was it the right place? No. But don't lose your mind like some of these people. And again, I just clicked to refresh my Twitter. It's just nonstop. This is totally unethical. Ethics in our industry? Listen, man, the world of reporting, still practiced by many, and some that do really well, was long replaced as the majority of coverage by what? Opinion. There's a reason why that four-letter network spends most of its days on opinion programming. Do I like it? No, but I'm not the old guy hanging out on the porch. I like to take a swim once in a while.
The Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, and iHeart radio station. Yeah! Guaranteed human.
This is Brian Urlacher.
Urlacher to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Bears!
You're listening to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Officially friend of the show status, Brian Urlacher. Been on these afternoon airwaves 2 times now over the last couple of years. Great guy. We'll get to Palooza coming up at the top of the hour. We react to you now. We get texts here on Game On. Somebody said that Brandon's coach sounds like Foghorn Leghorn. I sit on you.
I say son.
Worse than his macho. I do a great macho man. Let me tell you something. You come after me and Miss Elizabeth. That's good. That's one of my better impressions. How dare you? Let's go to the talkback. Jeffrey's standing by.
So personally,
oh my God, Jeffrey, are you getting run over by a car? No, we're done with Jeffrey.
Yeah, we need to vet these before we actually air them.
What is that?
The description looks so weird. We need to listen to these before we put them on the air.
We appreciate you guys. Anybody that leaves us a talk back, we're trying to get that going on the show, but just roll the window up. keep that window up.
So you don't listen to them?
I read the description every once in a while.
What if they would have just come out and said F word?
I have the description. I read it.
Yeah, they do. It does provide a transcript.
It's a transcript.
Yeah. We're not just hitting play on that, but it would have been helpful if the transcript said really loud wind in the background. Somebody said Cam Thomas was waived by the Nets. We need to sign him for the empty spot. Magic should go after him. And maybe they will. And somebody else had mentioned, I don't know if this was on the text line or on Twitter, that Tyus Jones was traded from Charlotte after he was dealt to the Hornets from the Magic. He was dealt to the Dallas Mavericks, and then the Hornets got Malachi Branham back.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a decent three-point shooter. That's all that the Magic need. If you're looking for a minor move, just get somebody that can knock down a three. This guy can do that. He's been in the league for a couple of years.
What's his salary?
I have no idea, but also it's that empty spot thing. So if you can't have everybody. So what if the Magic do go get Cam Thomas? You'd rather have him than Malachi Branham, who none of you have ever. All of a sudden, everybody's excited about Malachi Branham. Like, you never even watched this guy play. Stop.
Plus, the Magic were going to get under the luxury tax threshold one way or the other. They were not going to be in the luxury tax.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, and Boston tried to do this too, if they're not going to be a guaranteed finals team, you get the hell out of the tax. You want no part of that. Palooza coming your way 60 seconds away. Don't go anywhere.
We wait for this moment all week. It's a party. It's a bash. It's Polapalooza.
It is Bianchi's favorite time of the week. I may have dragged him over here from the morning show, but I made sure to drag a couple of polls along with me.
Polapalooza.
That's how we get here. Polapalooza. By the way, I have Orlando Valkyries tickets to give away. They're playing at Edition Financial tomorrow. So if you want to go, best way to do it, email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. I will give you a family 4-pack. The first 3 people that email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Match tomorrow, family 4-pack for the first 3 that email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Heading over to the polls. Shout out to Twitter. They made an update to the functionality of these polls, and you can now add images to a couple of them. Looks much better on Twitter.
It does, but not as many people vote on them when you put images on them because they don't. It's hard to recognize that it's a poll. Check it out.
You're right. That first poll did not get a lot of votes.
Right.
This is new.
Right.
I did not know.
Yeah.
I've never used this. I figured they would get more because they would have the image. People love images.
You need to ask Polapalooza.
But this image thing is new. What do you mean expert? This is brand new.
You could put, you could always put, I think you could put a picture on it before, no?
No.
No?
This is brand new. We've been doing this segment for months.
Oh, I will. Even when you put like a like a link or something on it, messes it up.
If you were to, you can add that as a comment, but you could never. It was like one or the other.
It doesn't.
But yeah, anyway, there's an image now. It looks good. Okay, let's get to the questions. Which has been more interesting to you this week? The NBA trade deadline? Or the build-up to Super Bowl
NBA
60?
trade deadline. The NBA has overshadowed the Super Bowl this week, in my mind.
I feel like we have that conversation every year.
Yeah.
That exact statement is made.
Oh, is the NBA trade deadline always the week of the Super Bowl?
I believe so.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we make it every year, certainly this year, I mean, to me, the Super Bowl buildup has been...
Yeah, because they always do the last couple of years. They changed it recently because they don't want the trade deadline and the All-Star being a thing at the All-Star break. They want to get it over with before they get the players all mingling together so that there's less tampering involved and it's not the storyline and it's more of a celebration. So they've done that for the last 4 or 5 years where the trade deadline has been before the All-Star break. The All-Star break isn't until right after the Super Bowl, so it makes sense that this is the timeline.
Well, whatever. I just think the NBA trade deadline has been much more interesting than the Super Bowl. I mean, from the Giannis talk to...
Giannis didn't even get moved.
I know he didn't, but there was the anticipation that he might. It doesn't matter what actually happens on NBA trade deadline. We're talking about the build up to it. The trades that were made. James Harden, that was a big deal.
I was listening to NBA radio on the way here. They spent 12 minutes on a Vika Zubac.
Okay, I don't care about that.
Super Bowl 60 build up for me. 67% of the vote says NBA trade deadline, though, so they are with you. What is the most intriguing storyline heading into Super Bowl 60? Is it Sam Darnold's redemption? The Patriots' rapid return to excellence? Bad Bunny's performance, which could be polarizing? Or the Patriots-Seahawks rematch from about 10 years ago? Which of those is the most intriguing storyline to you?
Sam Darnold's redemption. I think Sam Darnold is just a great story. Obviously, giving up, third pick in the draft, given up on by his bad former team, given up on by his good former team, the Vikings, and now he's in the Super Bowl and is probably going to win it, for crying out loud. That's just a great story. We always have inspirational quotes about overcoming adversity and all of that, stumbling from failure to failure and never giving up. That's Sam Darnold. Boom. Inspirational.
For me, I guess I'll vote Patriots' rapid return. I think the thing that's fascinated me the most about this matchup is the value of strength of schedule. The Patriots had the easiest strength of schedule in the NFL, and then they used that to get to this point. And then they go to the playoffs. They play a banged-up offensive line in the LA Chargers. a Texans team that could not get out of their own way in a blizzard, and it's a dome team in a blizzard, so there's a huge advantage. And then they played in a snowstorm against Jared Stidham. So do we even know if the Patriots are that good? We don't even know for sure, but that's the one for me. 43% of the votes say Sam Darnold's redemption. Mike, you're a man of the people. You are in line.
What about
with
Bad Bunny's performance?
Bad Bunny is in last place at 12%. Which post-Super Bowl event are you looking forward to most? March Madness, the Daytona 500. I threw the Masters on there. I was thinking about the Arnold Palmer Invitational, but I went with the bigger event, or the World Cup. So those are your four options. March Madness, Daytona 500, Masters, World Cup. Which post-Super Bowl sporting event are you looking forward to most?
World Cup's not till July, is it?
It's after the Super Bowl.
It's after the Super Bowl, so it's like the college football season's after the Super Bowl, too.
It's in between. I mean, somebody back me up here. No, getting Jaden's shaking his head, too.
No,
obviously,
the World Series is after the Super Bowl.
I'm obviously talking about the window in time between the end of the football season and the start of next one.
Okay. I'm going to go...
The 4th of July.
after the Super Bowl. I'm going to go the Masters. To me, the Masters is always sort of... It's not just that the Masters, symbolizes the start of golf season to many, all right? Because, it's the first major. It's played in the same course. But it also symbolizes the beginning of spring with the azaleas blooming, the dogwoods, all of that stuff. The Masters.
I'm going off the board. I'm going Major League Baseball opening day. Give me the start of the baseball season. The last couple of years has really renewed my love and zest of Major League Baseball. Like you and I joked for many years, like this is going to be the year we're back into baseball. It's actually clicked for me the last couple of years in a very legitimate way, and I'm very much looking forward to that. March Madness is a very close second, though. I love every March pretending like I know what I'm talking about.
I would go Masters, then March Madness.
The March Madness bracket has won the poll, 43% of the vote, followed by the Masters at 26%, Daytona 500 at 17%. We didn't even mention that one. And then the World Cup, which is in the summer, at 14%. Poll question number 4. This is to settle a debate that we had earlier in the week. Put your NBA GM cap on. Who would you rather have moving forward as you built a team towards title contention? Luka Doncic or Cooper Flagg? I say Cooper Flagg. I believe you said Luka Doncic earlier in the week. Do you stand by that claim?
Yeah, Luka Doncic is how old is he? 27?
He is still very young.
Yeah, still very young. One of the top 3 or 4 players in the league. Cooper Flagg's going to be great, and he's already pretty damn good. But no, give me Luka Doncic. He's a proven commodity. He's proven he can take a team to the finals. He did that, and then Dallas traded him. So, no, give me Luka Doncic.
Yeah, he's not even 27. He's 26 years old. But Cooper Flagg is a teenager that plays defense, too, and he's great with the ball in his hands. Give me Coop. I think he is a championship-level player. 61% of the vote on Cooper Flagg there with me. Back to the Super Bowl for question number 5. This is another thing that we brought up earlier in the week that we had some disagreement on. Is Super Bowl Radio Row, the whole week of Super Bowl Radio Row, and the interviews that accompany it, are they redundant and boring or valuable and entertaining to you as a listener? Redundant and boring or valuable and entertaining? Where do you vote?
I'm on valuable and entertaining. I like this. I like Radio Row. I've been on Radio Row during the Super Bowl. I like the interviews. Listen to Stu Gotts do some interviews from Radio Row. I like the Super Bowl. I think the radio host, when you have a guy sitting right there in front of you on Radio Row, the interviews are usually more personable, more loosey-goosey. You can yuck it up with the interviewee. I like it.
I think it's a lot of the same stuff. I don't find it all that entertaining. I was interested to see where the vote would lie on something like this, because I think for a radio station's branding, it's great It's a great look. It makes you look like a big deal. You get in front of a lot of important people. You get big interviews. Interviews usually spike ratings and podcast downloads and streams. And I mean, we're experiencing that right now with Jeff Weltman. You know, imagine you're sitting at Radio Row and you have Barry Sanders on. It's great branding. I don't think it's great content for listeners because you're taking yourself out of the normal flow of the show, and the normal flow of the show is what people listen to you for day to day. And you deviate from that and ask the same retired football players similar questions.
You were on Radio Row, but
I know.
But you were last week. You were at the LPGA Tournament of Champions, and Emmitt Smith was there, and you interviewed Emmitt Smith and Dwight Freeney and Brian Urlacher.
Yep.
All the interviews were good. The Emmitt Smith that's the type of guests you get at the Super Bowl. Emmitt Smith walking through, and guess what? You got a really good interview with Emmitt Smith. He said something somewhat controversial, and boom.
Well, that's because I'm good at what I do. 75% of the vote said redundant and boring. 25% say valuable and entertaining. That is this week's Pola-Palooza.
Pola-Palooza.
Up next, if you missed our interview with Magic President of Basketball Operations, Jeff Weltman, we're going to air the best clips from that chat right around the corner.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be